Hey, Gobox here. So, hope you're enjoying the Kansas City Texans game. Should be launching like halftime-ish this video. It's currently going on 7-7. But I want to talk about what's on the schedule coming up. It's called the 50 right there, right in front of Most Feared. They talked about this on the pre-launch stream. So the 50 and then Most Feared is kind of like the content that we kind of expect now. A lot of speculation about what the 50 is. They kind of like alluded to it, what it could be. They didn't really like say that much about it. He was like, I'm going to leave a little bit. But it could mean, 50 legends of MUT. Could be 50 most, best cards in MUT history. We don't really know. It could be a replacement for MUT 10 from last year, since that, we all love that. But I took it as, the 50 most memorable MUT cards of all time. Not necessarily saying this is what the promo is going to be, but I just kind of want to go through, and I kind of just started listing cards that like people have talked about in the years of like, the most memorable ones of all time. So I was like, if they don't do this promo now, maybe down the road they can look back at and maybe doing a promo about these cards. Now, the top ones, some of the most memorable ones, and you guys can let me know in the comments below once I go through all 50. Obviously, don't put something that I'm going to have on the list, but some of the most memorable ones and the years that they're from. So, Dre Archer, silver card from MUT 16. When he launched the game, I think with like 96 speed, was absolutely insane as a silver. A lot of people, because quick toss is overpowered in the 16. 16, there was a few things overpowered, as you'll see on this. A lot of memorable cards came out in 16. Rashad Perriman launched with 97 speed, weirdly. Even though he was a hand time 40, and he's like, oh yeah, he's really fast. It wasn't even the combine. Why would you give him higher speed than Dre Archer, whose speed was at the combine? Hand timed at 419. Regardless, these two cards, super memorable. Dre Archer probably more so than Rashad, because it was a quick toss year for Madden 16 before, fullback dive really came into the meta, before a lot of people just started running egg streaks and stuff like that. 16 also had Schefter stars, which were amazing budget cards. You probably could do a couple of them. Zadarius Smith is the one that I chose from that year because he was, you could put 4 of them on your defensive line. You basically had a mid-90s defensive line. Megatron, golden ticket year. Or you could do a Megatron from any year, either receiver or CB. Now, I only put one Megatron. I'm guessing they're only going to do, one of each card. That I can do like a multiple year type of thing. And like I said, I don't even know if this is correct because I could be off too. I just saw this kind of fun. I'm excited for it. Should come like this stuff should probably come in the next week, right? Because we'll get October content. Ultimate Kickoff will probably go for another week plus. Maybe then we'll start to get the 50. Maybe it'll be like every Friday night like NFL 100 was. And then maybe like mid-October is generally when that's coming. So we got a little bit. It's going to be a few weeks. But Ronnie Lott here, 4th of July in 16, where he actually had over 100 stats, was phenomenal. Was so fun to play with. Derrick Henry in Halloween, when he just like trucked dudes over. It's crazy like how good Madden 16 felt for like how powerful you felt in so many things. Like defense wasn't bad, right? We still had like dime flat. It is insane how many different play styles were available to be played in 16 between throwing, ags, between running the ball effectively both with speed and power. It's something that you don't really ever see in a Madden, which is why a lot of people look back at 16 as one of their favorites, at least most fun time they've had in Madden for the gameplay. Madden 16, obviously Campus Heroes. What a legendary promo. I put 3 of them there. The first 2 obviously are going to be more loved than McFadden, but McFadden was an absolute, like, he was probably like the craziest on the field of those 3, but the first 2 had actually better names for Campus Heroes in my opinion. Leon Sandcastle in MUT 13, he was basically in those NFL commercials. I went back and looked back at my comments on the last time I looked at old cards, and I must have made a joke about who knows who the hell Leon Sandcastle is, because everybody in the comments like, don't you know it was Deion Sanders and it was made up thing? Yeah, of course I know. It's called sarcasm, internet. I hope you get it. Just like I hope you get this ad from Rock Bottom Coins.
Rock Bottom Coins is the number one place to get your...
Stop it. All right. I gotta fix that. Let's get
Rock
this
Bottom
right
Coins
first
is the
before I run
number
again.
one place to get your Madden 21
I'll click this.
coins.
There you go. This ad from Rock Bottom Coins.
Rock Bottom Coins is the number one place to get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for
15% off. All right, well, we were so close to excellence there. That would have been a great transition. All right, Barry Sanders Thanksgiving card. Madden 18, Spinzilla. Same with Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson added a very effective truck onto it. Spins got, first they put it unfakeable, and then they had to nerf spins, and then once that happened, they had to re-nerf trucking because air trucking and trucking itself made the defense freak out. So it was amazing just how powerful ball carriers were in 18, and those two were basically the faces of the problem. You did have the Zero Chill Michael Vick card, Sean Taylor card that were out of positions, that they were amazing too. Madden 17's Brett Favre. 17, it was more of like a nickel blitz here. It wasn't really effective for a Favre type card. He wasn't really a huge scrambler, but it's just fun to have Favre, and he was very memorable. His only year in the game since he retired, if I recall correctly. So it was fun to have Favre there. Cam Newton's draft card in 17 was basically the only way I could beat nickel blitz was let him take the hit from the blitzing corner and then throw it. He was basically that built-in anchored extender. That was basically meta. 17, I put the chemistry masters in there because they were so beloved by the community. Can you imagine chemistry solos for some of the best cards of their positions in the game? That was so cool back then. I really wish we had old solos like that with memorable cards that were, top end just for doing solos. Some more generous stuff where they kind of forgot to do that these days. 17, actually I think this is actually 18, my bad. Because I think it was the 91 zone Paul Krause that I really was remembering. So a lot of this stuff was just off the top of my head. Madden 18 Paul Krause, tall, had great zone, played free safety, corner, was versatile, loved him. Madden 18 Mean Joe Green came out with the extra, toughness chem, I believe it was. He had the perfect secure tackler for a defensive tackle. Really loved Mean Joe Green that year. Obviously, the most degenerative cards from last year, Dickerson and Moss, most memorable cards, almost in Madden of all time, because how this card ruined the game for about 4 months. I swear to you, I think my Tom and Jerry video made EA nerf him, right? We had been complaining about him for 4 months. I put up that Tom and Jerry video a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, all right, fine, we're gonna nerf his NFL 100. He'll get out of the zone after only 5 runs instead of, just tackling from behind line of scrimmage. I don't know. Maybe it didn't, but they finally listened to us after 4 fucking months, it felt like. They haven't. And then Randy Moss's NFL 100 was also kind of crazy and a train wreck. Lawrence Taylor's Harvest card in 19 literally shut down a side of the field. That was awesome. Harold Carmichael, 18. 18 wasn't a crazy year. Can you imagine Harold Carmichael in a 17? Where was a swerve year? 19. At the end of 20, we had swerve still in there. Harold Carmichael would have been a major problem. Glad he came in 18 where it wasn't as big of a deal with height, but he was still kind of an issue. Madden 16 Night Train Lane Black Friday was the very first Blitz promo ever, and this guy was an absolute stud. Hit hard, was fast, god tier corner. Madden 15 Mutt Masters. So we went through whoa, that's somebody subbing. Hey, thanks Tom Toast for subbing when I'm not streaming. Mutt Master. These 4 years, Mutt Master I think stood out above all the other ones, with the most powerful one being Madden 16 Odell Beckham. In my mind, Tillman pre-Enforcer nerf was right there with Odell as one of the most powerful all time. Jack Ham's Ultimate Legend literally played just like a smart linebacker, coverage linebacker was. They always screw coverage linebackers and stats because the overall formula. But this is back when play rec mattered, and so he was always involved in the play, right? Because he had such high play rec on that Ultimate Legend card, he was just I'd watch a gameplay wow, Jack Ham's on that tackle, Jack Ham's on that tackle, Jack Ham's on that tackle. It was amazing that he actually played smart. It was weird, but yeah, back when I think he had some insane high play rec awareness, and it made him play well. Madden 15 Cam Chancellor Ultimate Master. I just wanted a Cam Chancellor card, and that was my favorite one that I brought back. Alden Smith was a team MVP, was a menace off the edge in 15. Darrell Revis, I want him back. His flashback was godly. Same with Willis. I could go with last year's Patrick Willis too, but I don't know. I went back to Madden 15 just for the hell of it. Julius Peppers. This one's the actual one that this one stands out from 15. This guy is the lurk central, 6'7". He pick a ball off 20 yards behind him if he's just standing at the line of scrimmage, lurking, and then there goes your seam route. This guy was mean and absolutely just robbed people. This was just an absolute mugging in an alleyway every time you try to pass over this guy. Amari Cooper. Back then, solo rewards were actually good for the journey. We got cards, packs, coins. I just want more packs and card rewards. Not this really stingy 88. A lot of people hate Madden Ultimate Team because of how stingy you are on your rewards now. Amari Cooper was one of those last great vanguards of amazing Madden Ultimate Team where it wasn't all about this formula for giving us a specific amount for a specific amount of hours that we put in. It was more hey, here's a free card, enjoy. It's much like SDS is doing now with MLB The Show, which I think is a far superior job of being generous and generating goodwill in the community, right? imagine if Madden Ultimate Team gave out good rewards. How much more satisfied we would be, right, with the game? But they don't, so we're frustrated, even with all the bugs. Madden 19, really, any Michael Vick. I only put this Vick because he came out like basically the beginning of the year, and he was a home wrecker all year. Rob Gronkowski, the house rules, actually a great house rules reward. Very good top end tight end. This is his retirement card. Great house rules rewards, very memorable. Anthony Barr, another like user linebacker god because he's 6'5" and he moves fast as hell. Glitchkey launched with the game. I think that was 16. He was freaking amazing. It was called Glitchkey. That might have been 17 actually. Now that I think back about it. Madden 25, Donald Penn golden ticket, where you just kind of like line your wide receiver core with him and you just pancake everybody. That was legitimately broken. You could use Donald Penn or his out of position card from Christmas for that same role. Madden 15, Jimmy Graham's BCA card. It was basically a face catching year, so all you needed was height, and this guy was the epitome of it. You could like throw back to the Megatron golden ticket. I think I may be missing Madden 16 Vincent Jackson, who was kind of crazy too for with aggressive catch. Madden 25 Brian Finneran was legitimately broken. Dwight Freeney was fast as hell. Tyreek Hill, it was a year. Madden 19 was a year of crossers, and he was the fastest in the league. And he was like 95 speed at blitz, where everybody else was like 91, 92. So like he just run across, and you'd be like, oh, I hope I can meet him up at the spot that his crosser ends, and oftentimes you wouldn't. Madden 25 Colin Kaepernick, especially since he's back in the game. He was a beast back then. Madden 12 Bears ends. I got this one from a comment section from a video I did way back like 2 years ago on like most powerful cards all time. I actually don't know if this is accurate. I just put it there because the comment said it, and I didn't have anything from Madden 12. Madden 13 Vernon Davis Combine Warrior. Madden 25 Walter Payton out of position. Hines Ward, I think I mentioned that before. And then the Madden Bowl, or aka just the punter Tressway, as a Madden 20 legend. So if I were to do the Madden 50, they'd be pretty darn close to this 50, this list of the most memorable cards in MUT all time. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Who am I missing? Who's memorable for you guys back in the day? What do you guys actually think the 50 is going to be? I think it's going to be close to what that is, but I'm probably off a little bit. It might just be more legends for the game and a different way of bringing them in. I just really hope we don't get like a freight train 50 now. Or any sort of activated X Factors again, because that was just a terrible idea. Please don't do that. So there you go, my list of what I think is some of the most memorable ones. If I thought about it long, if I had another like 3 hours, I'd probably replace some of these guys, but I don't know. It was a fun exercise. Thanks for watching. Call to action. See you tomorrow.